I hope that you're having an incredible Memorial Day, that it's been relaxing, and especially if you've gotten the opportunity to spend time with friends or family, that you've gotten to activate on that. I am home right now enjoying time with my family, but wanted to highlight for you what's happening at Switch this week, and then share one really cool update. With where we're at right now in Switch Wars, we have an incredible competition going on between red team and blue team, only being separated by about 1,500 points, and whoever wins the week after the bash is going to get an incredibly special surprise where they get all you can eat. I'm not going to tell them yet, but a very special night that they're going to want to be a part of, a celebration that they're going to want to be a part of. And some things that you should know. One, this week is Switch Wars Glow Wars, which means it is an all-encompassing glow night that you can look forward to. There's all kinds of amazing things planned, special events planned, special moments planned, and our night will start pretty early with the auditorium doors opening up. All the chairs are going to be pulled in the middle of the auditorium, where we're going to have all the games, 9 Square, dancing, photo ops, all the things, and it's going to be an incredible atmosphere to have fun with our students, to spend time with our students, and to make the night memorable. But we know that the most memorable part will be what happens as we come prepared mentally and spiritually, which leads us into how we come prepared, just prayerfully knowing what God wants to do and stands ready to do as we, yes, look over the leader guide, watch the Switch message if we're able to watch the Switch message, listen to the Switch Leader podcast if we're able to do that. All of those things kind of give us a really clear direction of what we're stepping into. But the other thing that you can do is connect with your team leader on what it looks like to just make the most of every single conversation that we have, because they matter so much. And as we're growing as a ministry and as we continue to build on the culture of who we are and why we do what we do, it leads into a very significant night next week in the Bash, which, if you didn't know, the month of September is Suicide Prevention Month, but particularly September 10th is National Suicide Awareness Day, which falls in line with the Bash, which, if this is your first time experiencing the Bash is an incredible celebration. One, celebrating kicking back into the fall semester, but also a partnership with an organization called Stay Here. And Stay Here is a organization that we partner with here at Switch that works alongside teenagers and adults to help prevent suicide through awareness, through activation, and through training. Prevention through knowing things to look for, through knowing how to have hard conversations. It is an incredible partnership. And I want to highlight on the Switch Leader app, the Bash one-pager that you can find through the Switch app. And look over it. One of the things that you're going to see on there is how to talk about it, how to prepare your students for it, how to prepare yourself for it. But then one specific thing that I wanted to highlight is the ACT training. And the reason I want to highlight that is this is going to be the big next step that we push for our students. And I believe as leaders, we want to lead the way in what it looks like to, one, be able to talk to our students and facilitate those conversations, but to also educate ourselves. This is an incredibly prevalent subject for our students, whether they have struggled personally with suicidal thoughts. They for sure know somebody who has struggled, and we want to help equip, encourage, and lead our students with where hope is found, where we can look to in circumstances that seem really challenging to wrap our head around, which suicide and depression is one of those things. And we want to be attentive to that. And so I want to set you up for success going into this week, to know what to expect and to know how to anticipate what God is going to do next week. Not often do we say, hey, next week, but because next week is such a big night, I want to highlight and prepare you as much as possible, with this week being a huge bring in and bridge building opportunity to meet students right where they're at and to love them well. There's one student in particularly that I'm thinking of right now, that his first night at Switch, I didn't know if he'd ever come back again because he felt overwhelmed. He's had a lot going on in his life. But something that I wanted to celebrate with you is I got a picture of a prayer card that he put in the offering bucket, praying for his dad, who he has an incredibly estranged relationship with, that there's been a lot of turmoil, a lot of frustration, and a lot of giving up. But because of the conversations that this student has been having at Switch and how his small group leader has been encouraging him to trust God and press in with his faith, this student is beginning to open up through the eyes of faith, to have a heart like Jesus's, to have one that forgives, that goes to hurting people and leads the way in love. And that is one of legitimately hundreds of stories of students walking through our doors impacted in their faith. We're not praying for revival. We're not waiting for students to get ready. Our students are ready. And the question is, are we setting the table to help them take the next steps, prayerfully leading them one right conversation, one right moment at a time? So this week is going to be incredibly fun, but it's also incredibly specific to the one student who we can connect with. And I can't wait to see how God uses you to make a difference. Say bye, Micah. Peace out.